Welcome back to another episode of Coach's Car Chronicles. My name is Charles Inferna, and I'm the throwing coach at Nazareth College. We're a small Division III private institution located in Rochester, New York. And today I want to touch base a little bit on goal setting. We had practice last Thursday, and it was a great day for our kids to throw. They know that they only have a few more practices before our meet, so everybody was really loose. Usually you can tell, well, I can tell if it's going to be a good practice based on the attitudes of the kids coming into our facility. So at Nazareth, we throw in a racquetball court. So if you've ever been inside a racquetball court, that's where we throw the weight in the shop. We have a nice net/curtain that the university purchased for us, which is fantastic. So we're able to take more throws just because we don't have to retrieve 50, 60 feet away from us. The net catches everything, and it gives us a good gauge of how we might be performing. But on Thursday, I had a conversation with a couple of the freshmen throwers that we have in regards to what their expectations are for our first meet coming up this Thursday, December 10th at RIT. And some of our kids are really concerned that they might not live up to expectations. But the problem with that is that we've never really set what those expectations might be. After this weekend's first slew of meets, I feel really comfortable that our children athletes, it's the early educator in me, that our athletes are going to perform fairly well, that we'll have a competitive first meet out the block. And what might help with that is that at RIT, we're going to have 4 throws per athlete. So regardless of your level or ability, everyone's going to get 4 throws. So the meet's power seeded. Typically, it's been the top 12 or top 14 throwers are in the first flight, and they actually throw first, and then the second flight and the third flight, and so on. So where a typical meet might be power seeded, you might have your not as high seeded athletes throw first, and then everybody else follows that. Where at RIT, possibly for the flow of the meet and the speed of the meet, they keep the best athletes in one flight, and everybody gets 4 throws. So perhaps for your better athletes, it takes away 2 extra throws that are valuable, and I talked about that in a previous video. How do you prep your athletes to compete on a Thursday? But anyway, so we were talking about goals, and a couple of the athletes said that they're concerned. They feel that their technique is off. They don't feel very comfortable. I have a real simple conversation with them. Basically, what we talked about was, wait till we get to the meet. Not everybody is going to look the same, and what I mean by that is, we have amongst our throwers, Lewis and Brandon and Tyler don't throw the same as Nadeem, Nick, or Dylan, and Gabby doesn't throw the same as Deanna, and Deanna doesn't throw the same as Lewis, and so on and so forth. So all of our athletes have their own little quirks about them in regards to how they set up for their throws, release, etc. But as long as the implement goes as far as it can, that'll work for me. We don't get points for grace at meets, but the better you practice and the more consistent you practice with your technique, that should show in competition. Very rarely have I seen athletes who all of a sudden the light bulb goes off in competition. Usually it's something that happens during their practice, maybe a week before, 2 weeks before, and it's that aha moment. And I think some of our kids have had that aha moment in practice already, might be more excited than they are in regards to competing on Thursday. And I haven't competed in a weight competition in over 6 years. But for all the coaches out there, in regards to goal setting, what types of conversations do you have with your athletes? Do you have general goal setting meetings before the season starts? Do you have mid-season goal setting meetings? Is it a meet by meet basis? I know the guys at Barbell Life, Mash Elite Barbell down in North Carolina, they had a great podcast on competition and how to set up your competitions. And for some of our athletes this week, the competition is to go out and to get the best mark possible. If we win the meet, that would be great. But we really want to set ourselves up for a good mark before the semester ends, going into the spring. For other athletes, it might be, let's just hit a mark, any mark, regardless of what it is, and we'll move forward with our goals when we get back from our holiday break. And in others, it might be a combination of both. We have some athletes that are working on 2 turns and 3 turns, and we're not sure how that's going to look in a competition when you have the adrenaline going and there are more than 10 people watching you, like at our practice. So for coaches, how do you set up those types of goal setting meetings and sessions? We've done something similar to that at NAS, where I've talked to some of our athletes already in regards to what I think they'll throw this week. Usually I can gauge somewhat within half a meter or so how far the kids might throw, just based on the week leading up to practice or the week leading up to the meet. Things going on in their social lives. That's usually a big indicator of how students, athletes might compete. That work balance. But yeah, so I'm interested in hearing what others do. We only have 10 athletes, so it's not as difficult for us to schedule individual coaches meetings with athletes. But with working with athletes of all those different types of ability levels, what are some strategies and hints and tips that other coaches might use in order to get the best out of their athletes? Well, that's it for now. I'm on my way to work. Another meeting at 8:30. But thanks for watching today. Have a great day, and hopefully we can start generating some comments in regards to how we work on our goal setting with our athletes. Have a great day.